Hey, welcome back to MIA TV. Today we're going to have a quick look at the sort of the new kid on the block, so people think. This is the sticky bait range of baits and ingredients. Now, sticky baits has actually been around a really long time. I've been using them for well over 10 years. Their most famous bait was their bloodworm range. They used to have the bloodworm boilies and dumbbells, and in fact, if you're a big fan of Mr. Fairbrass and the Quarter team, Fairbrass has always been banging on about using his bloodworm dumbbells, and that's these guys here. Now, I've used these probably about 10 years ago, and I've caught plenty of fish on them. I do rate them very highly. There's also the sticky bloodworm glug, and give you an example, the actual dumbbells, which are really long lasting, they're averaging around €7.13 a tub. That just give you an idea. So that's the dumbbell. Now moving on, Vortex has really come alive. Vortex has been out a little while, not as long as some of their other range, but the Vortex range has actually started to really take over, where krill has been dominating. People are moving away from the krill and they started using the Vortex. Vortex has a fenugreek and maple back note, and it's very distinct. And when you open up the actual glug, when you actually take that sniff, and I suggest when you're installed to do so, you know straight away that's an absolute winning smell. As I said, it's really doing a lot of work over in the UK at the moment and become very popular. Full range of Vortex ready-mades and freezer baits are in store. They also have this really clever idea. I really like this. A lot of other companies have done this, but Sticky have decided to bring out tubs of basically what is paste, and they have it in the Vortex. They also have it in the krill. There is also available in the bloodworm. But what you do is you wrap that round your boilie. Now, there is a mild preservative in that to keep it so that it will stay for many months in your bag, and great way of really sort of enhancing the attraction, because it melts down in the water more rapidly, leaving the boilie on as the core. It's going to be a winner. Now, pop-ups, they do a number of different pop-ups. We have the white chocolate pops here, and we also have downstairs some of the buka berries. Now, I've had a number of fish on the buka berries, and I have to say, really fluoro pink, really good, really well made baits, and really sort of, they have like nearly a medicinal berry smell. And until you open up the tub and smell it, you'll know exactly what I mean when you do so. So we're moving along the table now, and we've got hemp oil. Hemp oil, this is pure hemp oil, and again, when you open this up, you get that real nutty smell of hemp. Apparently doing great jobs in the UK. Great as a dip, great as a glug, great as an additive to a spod mix or a spawn mix or anything like that. Hemp oil, it's one of the more sort of successful dips and flavors over the years. Now, we'd be nowhere talking about sticky baits if we didn't talk about the krill. Krill has accounted for some amount of fish over the last while. And there's a full range of krill pop-ups, krill glugs, and as I said, they even have the krill paste, which is brand new on the market. They have krill wafters, which I've caught a number of fish on, and they're great for just using as a single, on a light setup, on a single hook bait, stalking as well, and they do sort of neutralize the weight of the hook slightly without actually lifting off the bottom. Very popular. Now, these I was dying to get my hands on. These are the krill white ones. Now, what they've done is they've basically taken the inherent properties of the krill and put them into a fluoro white pop-up. This is going to be deadly on waters where you have like a commercial water where it's busy and you need something to be very visible. Also, on more heavily stocked or heavily fished waters that are a little bit harder, these are going to be great for using as single baits or as a sight bob on top of a boilie and snowman style. Now, these happen to be the 12 mils. One thing that when you undo the chub, take the lid off, one thing you do when you smell it, and then put that against the normal standard pops, they're much stronger. And the reason why they did that is because they couldn't obviously add a lot of krill powder and stuff into these for attraction, because they would actually darken the fluoro look down too much and it wouldn't be white anymore. So what they had to do was take the actual krill flavors and then boost them and enhance them so that they would actually work better in these sort of very generic pops. As I said, going to be a big winner this year. They do the krill liquid, and I've used it a lot, and when you taste it, it's very viscousy, it's quite thick, and when you taste it, very salty. What they've done is they've released a new cloudy krill liquid, which is designed to do exactly what the other one does. You can use it as a glug, a dip, a soak, or you can use it in a spod mix or just dousing over your boilies. And what that does is it's going to soak in, but when it leaks off, it's a rapid leak off, and it does have like an emulsion effect in the water, and it's going to cloud up. Really for warmer months, I have to admit. Now, also down on the range, as I said, they've got the vortex base mix and they've got the krill base mix, but they've also brought out a range of other things. Here's the vortex sticky vortex active mix. So basically it's taking the inherent properties of the vortex, and what it's doing is it's putting it into a ground bait, and the ground bait is only €6.99, and that's going to sort of be able to be mixed with, say, the cloudy krill mix or any other sort of bulk liquid that you want, or even water if you're that way inclined. And it's going to give you an ability to put in a great scent in the water without any actual nosh, so that it's not going to fill up the carp. And then also the vortex pellets. So the last thing in the range is we're going to look at today is the krill pellets. These are a brilliant pellet. They're 2.3 millimeter, and they're great for scalding down if you're trying to do like a method mix. They're brilliant in when you mix them and combine them with a number of the other pellets on the market. I also use these, they do these in the 2.3, but they also do them in a 5 mil pellet as well. So I like to have a number of different pellets with different breakdown times. It gives me more chance of the fish coming in and having a good nose around. As I said, these are the krill ready-mades. I've used these, caught on these. They're a great bait, and I've no problem using them in the ready-made form. There's no issue with that at all. Although I have to say my preference always will be for freezer range. But here's a really nice little bag of krill powder. This is selling for €10.99. It's not cheap, but you're getting a kilo bag of krill powder, and that is a cracking bit of kit. You only need about a tablespoon on your mix, or on your maggots, on your bait, on your boilies. You can use it as a dip. What I would do is I'd soak my boilies in and get them all wet with this, and then dip them in the old krill powder before I cast out. It just puts a real signal, makes the fish really draw down. So the krill powder, absolute winner. And as I said, can be used in method mixes, it can be used in spawn mixes, anything that you want to put that flavour in the water quick, that's going to bring fish in, and everybody knows that krill powder is an absolute winner where carp are concerned. Now, I've talked about carp extensively here, but let's face it, these will do if you're a specimen bream or tench angler. These baits here will do and cover every option that you're going to need for those particular species. If I was going for the bream and I was going for the tench, then vortex all the way for me, because I know for a fact that tench and bream absolutely adore that mapley smell. And with that as a back note to the fenugreek, it's going to be a winner for those particular species. As I said, krill, probably their most famous mix at the moment, and their white pops are I mean, these are practically sold out of the store already, and they've only been in about 3 or 4 days, and there was a whole load of them that came in. So there's another order going in shortly, and you know, there will be these pop-ups in stock. So as I said, if you're in the mood to get yourself some really good bait, the sticky range is an established bait. It's very, very good. It's been catching an awful lot of fish all around Europe and here in Ireland. I've had one of my best sessions on the lock, on the krill, fishing chod rig on the krill, pop-ups, and feeding ready-mades and frozens, and using obviously the pellets. I managed to blag out in a 40-hour session. I got myself 32 runs, 25 of them hit the bank, and I think the biggest was 18.6. So you know, these baits work, have no fear. And as I said, with the addition of all the other bits and pieces like the paste and the new pops, the cloudy liquids, you need to kind of check it out and get on the krill, get on the vortex, get on the bloodworm. Sticky baits, it's a cracking bait. And look, we'll see you in the next video.